I'm Lindsay Maloney, and this is the Book Your Dream Clients podcast. I built a 6-figure coaching business while raising my 3 babies and working a 9-to-5, and I'm here to help you break free from the hustle mentality that's been holding you back from reaching your full potential so you can know your worth, step into your own power, and of course, book your dream clients. Welcome back to another episode of the Book Your Dream Clients podcast. I am so grateful you are with us today. I wanted to talk about having patience in your business. I say this word patience all the time to myself and to my students and clients. So let me tell you why I use it in just a minute. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. When my students and clients reach out to me via Voxer or during a group call, I think they always know that I'm going to ask them to have patience. Usually they're talking about the lack of results, maybe because they just put something out there and they're not getting the feedback that they wish they would get, or they're feeling like nothing's happening. And they can see me looking at them with loving and caring eyes while they express themselves, and I let them go from start to finish. And then I can kind of tell that they know they know what I'm going to say by now. They know that I'm going to say, we have to just have patience. And it's so frustrating to hear that. And sometimes I get so frustrated saying it because I really wish that I could finally release the magical website that will finally answer all of our problems, or, what we want to call them, problems. But really, if we look at anything that takes mastering, it takes time. It really does. I mean, I've been working on my business for almost 10 years, and it didn't come easy to me. It took me 4 or 5 years to finally get some traction and stop spinning my wheels and throwing spaghetti at the wall. And sometimes it's almost offensive when people think that just because they started 4 months ago and nothing's happening, that everything's wrong. And it's like, no, this takes forever. And you have to be so okay with it. I remember hearing on a podcast episode once years ago, I wish I could remember who said it. I want to say maybe Gary Vaynerchuk, but I'm not 100% positive. But I remember somebody asking him, how long should we give this a go? Like, do you have a ballpark? And he said, 3 to 5 years. And at first I thought, oh my goodness, 3 to 5 years. Like, what? I can't wait 3 to 5 years to get my first high ticket client. I can't wait 3 to 5 years to do this and that in my business. Like, how in the world is that even going to be possible? And then I started to be really okay with it. I was like, oh, so that means I have time to build this really, really strong. I have time to do all the things that I want to do to make this really strong foundation in my business. And I use analogies all the time. And right now, what comes to me is thinking, my dad builds homes, right? So if I told my dad, I want you to build me this 5,000 square foot home, I want all the things in there, and I want you to get it done in like 4 days. Okay? He would laugh. He would laugh at me if I said, "Can you build that in a month?" Because one person building a home and one person building a business takes so much time. But if I said, could you get this done in 3 to 6 months? He would say, sure. And I would be okay with that, because I wouldn't want somebody rushing through building me something that I need to live with and live in. We create our businesses from the thought up, right? We're visionaries, we're dreamers. We think we can solve problems for people. And then it goes further to that, into thinking we can actually get paid to help people. And then we start going and we think, okay, I just got to get my website up. I just got to get Instagram going and plan out Pinterest and Facebook. and make sure my branding is awesome and try not to forget to post here. And you think you just got to be doing things all the time. And if you're not sitting in front of your computer, everything could possibly blow up or fall apart. And so the patience is completely wiped from the picture. It's not even applied to anything when we even sit down to work on our business, because we're so far beyond the thought that things will happen when we stop doing. I used to think that was a bunch of crap when I first started too, but it's so true, you guys. You don't have to be manning the station. You don't have to wonder, what do I do next? You don't want a business where you're constantly thinking, what do I do next? Or do you? I don't. I want to have a business. My vision for my business is exactly what I'm doing now. And I created my vision years ago, and I thought, I want to be so comfortable with everything that I do, everything that I write, everything that I create. I want to be so comfortable in it and have so much faith that it will end up in the right hands when it is supposed to. I am not going to rush this because I know that good things take time. Mastering takes time. And I am 100% okay with it. So I'm just going to do my thing, know that I'm good enough, and stop rushing the process. And patience will always be the word of the day. I know that as a mom of 3, patience is a virtue. I am not a patient person, you guys. But if I can apply it to my business, so can you. And just think how much more breathing room your business would have if you would just stop smothering it with all of this hurry up and grow, hurry up and do this, hurry up and do that. It's like looking down at a child, wagging your finger in their face because they're not growing fast enough. Not very healthy. So if you're doing that to your business, you're literally just pounding it into the ground. So you need to move the finger, back away, let it grow, have faith that it will happen for you, and apply some patience. I remember when my grandma first started teaching me piano when I was little, and I wanted to learn how to play songs like her because my grandma, when she plays piano, it looks like her fingers are just floating over the keys. It doesn't even look like she's even touching the keys. They're so fast. And I remember sitting there all the time watching her play and thinking, someday I'm going to play like that. I think my fingers are longer than my grandma, so I could play even faster. My grandma has these short little fingers, and they just are so amazing at playing piano. And when she tried to teach me, I thought that doing all these little things were taking forever. And I don't sound anything like you. And my grandma would take pieces of masking tape and put the tape on the keys and put the notes on the keys so I would know which one to play. And I would just think, when is it ever going to be my turn to sound like I'm playing a real song? I'm just playing da 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 little things, and it was just, I wouldn't sound anything like her. And I started to lose interest in it because I didn't sound like her. Well, Lindsay, Grandma has years of experience, and Grandma has played hours and hours and hours more than you did. And then I started just to figure it out on my own. And I was okay with not sounding like my grandma. I still am okay with not sounding like my grandma because that's her spot, not mine. So the reason why I said that is because we sometimes think that everything should be ours immediately. I think everything is so instantaneous now. And when we don't have those instant results, we're like, let's scrap it and let's try something else. But why not just let it do its thing? This is the one time in your life, if you are a control freak, a type A person, where you need to have everything just so, this is the one time in your life where you have to let that go. That cannot be a part of your identity. You need to be able to open up and just let it be. Your business is going to really give you lots of lessons. Your business is going to teach you so much patience than anything else could ever, besides having a kid. And it's going to be such a fun lesson because it's so fun to watch something that appeared in your mind and onto a notebook actually work and actually produce results and actually make differences in people's lives. So don't shortchange people the impact that you will have on their life because you didn't have patience for it to go where it's supposed to be. I hope that episode helps because it's so important. Patience. It should just be all over our walls. Patience is a virtue and patience is key. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. And if you're not a part of my world in the Dream Client community, please come on over and say hi. Just go to dreamclientcommunity.com. Send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know you're listening to this episode. Do a hashtag patience is key or have patience. But I want you to really think about that and be mindful of that word. Put it on a post-it note. Put it on your screen because it really is everything. I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Book Your Dream Clients podcast. I am so grateful for you, and I want to be sure you are a part of my free community. Go to dreamclientcommunity.com and join our free Facebook group. We have all kinds of cool things happening every single day, so don't miss out. Also, if you love downloading freebies, check out my freebie vault on my website by going to lindsaymaloney.com, selecting freebie vault, and there you can download all the things that will help you start and scale your coaching business. And if you're feeling extra generous, be sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode.